whole soul is in it. Today, on this January day, my whole soul is in this. Bringing America together, uniting our people, uniting our nation. And I ask every American to join me in this cause.
Good morning, everyone. It's February 7th, 2021. I'm Eric. What makes you think that myself or people like me want to unite with a nation filled with fucking retards? Why would I want to unite with people so deeply embedded in their belief systems that they ignore anything that shows their belief system as being erroneous, bullshit, lies, and more lies, as built upon lies? So today's video, I have a few things to cover here. First, we're going to cover the police state. Records disappeared of cops' arrest over torturing woman to silence her claims of child rape. This is from Matt Argust. And by the way, St. Albans, Vermont is the place this is going on. The term blue privilege came about in this country after people began paying attention to the crimes committed by police officers and the subsequent lack of accountability they face when committing these crimes. Continuing on that trend, a case out of Vermont, St. Albans police officer was or has received repeated hefty doses of blue privilege over his alleged crimes. In April of last year, he was arrested for allegedly breaking into a woman's home, beating her up, throwing her down a flight of stairs, and burning her repeatedly with a cigar. For good measure, he took his father along with him, who was also arrested for his role in the incident. In quotes, oh, maybe not. The very existence of public records requests filed separately last month by vtdigger.org and Vermont Public Radio has been wiped clean from an online index kept by the Vermont Attorney General's office. In this index tracks the status of these requests. Last Friday's court order sealing the records is also unavoidable to the public. According to state law, if a case is missed before trial, the court shall within 6 days seal the records unless an objection is raised. So this cop get away with these brutal acts on this woman. Brutal acts. And we have a population of people who deem individuals like this be heroes. People on both sides of the aisle see individuals like this as being heroes. So it's no wonder people like me don't want to unite with a bunch of stupid, delusional morons. Why would we? And that's just one example why we should not unite these people. No unity. Fuck unity. Despite these grim allegations, after Officer Zachary Pigeon, 29, and his father Alan Pigeon, 56, each pleaded not guilty to 5 charges: simple assault, kidnapping, obstructing justice, burglary, and lawful restraint. They were released without bail. Do you know how much my bail was for distribution of marijuana? It was like $60,000. Might as well have been $1 million. So he gets out of jail. The documentation or the records of the arrest itself disappeared. So, I wouldn't unite with people who have the belief that this individual and these individuals have any such right to do this. And I know, they'll say, oh, it's just a few bad apples. Well, there's a lot of fucking bad apples then. Why I want to unite with people who throw individuals in prison for possession of these pills and possession of this plant. They claim that overdose deaths hit record highs, and studies show cannabis significantly reduces opiate use. And I'm going to do why it reduces opiate use. It's not because people stopped using those opiates. It's because when the two things are combined, Vicodin, for example, or Percocet, or just generic hydrocodone, when combined with cannabis, has a symbiotic effect on you. It works very well in combination. But cannabis alone doesn't cut it, especially for real pain. But why would I want to unite with people who want to make it hard for those individuals out there who have been suffering chronic conditions, pain specifically, and make it hard for them to be able to treat that pain. You know, if you found a large jar of painkillers, I mean a decent sized jar, like one of the big pills, and it was filled with those painkillers, you would become wealthy very, very fast. And I don't want to unite with people who believe that the state has any right ticketing, kidnapping, caging, and killing the people of this country. Why would I want to unite with such sick months? Then we go over here. CDC study. Most COVID-19 cases were admitted mask wearers. A new study released by Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has released the findings of a new study in which the overwhelming number of new coronavirus cases came from people who religiously wear masks. The study, which was released in September and ignored by mainstream media and politicians, found that masks are ineffective at the prevention of viral infections. The study, which was conducted in the United States in July, found that when the CDC compared 154 case patients who studied positive or tested positive for COVID-19 to a control group of 160 participants from the same healthcare facility who were symptomatic but tested negative, over 70% of the case patients were contaminated with viruses and fell ill despite always wearing a mask. In the 14 days before illness onset, 71% of patients and 74% of controlled patients reported always using cloth face coverings or other mask types when in public. In addition, over 14% of the case patients said they often wore a mask or face covering and were still infected with the virus. The study also demonstrates that under 4% of the case patients became sick with the virus even though they never wore a mask or face covering. Despite over 70% of the case patient participants' efforts to follow CDC recommendations by committing to always wear face coverings at gatherings with 10 or more people in a home, shopping, dining at a restaurant, going to an off-setting salon, gym, bar, or coffee shop, or church, religious gatherings, or using public transportation, they still contracted the virus. That's assuming that the virus is even real in the first place. Why would I want to unite? with a bunch of nitwits still running around with these masks on? Why would I want to unite with these people? I mean, obviously, they're incapable of reading these articles, the studies, and then turning and disobeying the mandates. Why would I want any association with these kind of people? Why would I want to unite in this country with anybody? Now, this more than proves that face masks are ineffective at stopping COVID-19. So why does the CDC still recommend them? If there's something more sinister going on, I can't decide that for you. That's up for you. That's for you to decide. But you know, pretty much looks that way. I mean, these people are fucking parasites. Anthony Fauci, the Robert Redford dude from NIH or the CDC, whatever it was or is. Why would I want to unite with these kinds of people? Are face masks and co-rituals occultist symbols for submission? Probably at least symbols of submission. Now, the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, Dr. Anthony Fauci, and many political parasites are still encouraging people to wear these fucking masks, and retards are still wearing them. Actually, more retards are wearing them. Several states, cities, and other municipalities have even mandated face masks, citing them as one of the main tools to slow the spread. Mainstream media's deliberately ignoring this information to obviously lay cover for tyrannical politicians seeking more control over you. Why would I want to unite with people willing to give these politicians and these parasites, the people who've been sucking the public tit most of their lives through government jobs? Why would I want to unite with them? Woman banned from all hospitals in the UK for proving hospitals are empty. Why would I want to unite with people who routinely ignore evidence like this? This author, who I believe is Max Slavo, we are slowly getting a feel for what medical tyranny's dystopia is. A woman in the United Kingdom has now been banned from every hospital after she proved those hospitals are empty and devoid of COVID-19 patients the ruling class continues to use as an excuse to terrorize and enslave the public. Why would I want to unite with a bunch of retards who willingly put themselves in servitude. 30-year-old Hannah Dean has repeatedly filmed and shared videos of what she called empty wards at hospitals across the UK. The mainstream media continues to demonize people who buck the official narrative and refuse to be enslaved by others. Now, if you're a person going along, why would I want to unite with you? On Saturday, Dean entered the Royal Bournemouth Hospital, roaming it for about 10 minutes before getting caught by a nurse and being kicked out. The following day, she visited Queen Alexandra Hospital in Portsmouth. Dean shared her videos on social media and with others after proving the hospitals were not being overrun by people dying from COVID-19. I mean, at some point, the evidence makes things so obvious that you really shouldn't be ignoring it. But people do. No one is allowed to question the official narrative of the government and their propaganda campaign designed to enslave and control us. Why would I want to fucking unite with people who buy into this shit? Why? This isn't the first time either that someone in the UK didn't take to proving these assholes wrong, these parasites. This got arrested, however. A woman from the United Kingdom has been arrested after she blew the ruling class's official narrative out of the water. The 46-year-old used a camera to film the inside of empty hospitals after weeks of the media reporting that Tier 5 lockdown is needed as the hospitals are overrun with COVID patients. In spite of the media's lies, public data shows that hospitals are indeed emptier than at this time last year. In regions across the country, critical care occupancy rates are also lower than the 3-year average. There is an effort to silence any and all dissent. And those who want the abolition of the last form of modern slavery government are being demonized for one humanity to be free. Why would I want to unite with people who demonize me? Because I want freedom for myself, my family, my limited friends. Why would I want to unite with these imbeciles? And in spite of this study, in spite of videos like Hannah Deans, and well, they didn't give a name for the other one. Tyrants continued to impose or reimpose mask mandates after it was repealed. Wisconsin tyrant Tony Evers, the dystopic governor, has reimposed a mask mandate on everyone after the legislature voted to do away with it. The fear-mongering from all levels of government should be obvious to everyone by now. Why would I want to unite with people that don't see the obvious? Why? It's past time to wake up to what's really going on. None of it was about health. Not one iota. Just like these so-called opiate overdoses. They're not about your health. They don't give a shit if you overdose. And the tyrannical governor said if the legislature keeps playing politics and we don't keep wearing masks, we're going to see more preventable deaths. And it's going to take even longer to get our state and our economy back on track. Basically, they're holding the well-being of people in this country hostage. They're holding them hostage to get them to obey mandates like wearing a face mask. And next it'll be a vaccine, but I think there's going to be a bit more pushback on that one. And to make matters worse, from Event 201 to Cyber Polygon, the WEF's simulation, that's World Economic Forum, of a coming cyber pandemic. I believe that this event won't be contrived just like COVID. Last year, the World Economic Forum teamed up with the Russian government and global banks to run a high-profile cyber attack simulation. Man, when they run these fucking simulations, bad shit usually happens afterwards. That targeted the financial industry, an actual event that could pave the way for a reset of the global economy. The simulation, named Cyber Polygon, may have been more than a typical planning exercise and bears similarities to the World Economic Forum sponsored pandemic simulation Event 201 that briefly preceded the COVID-19 crisis. And I'm not going to read all of it. That said enough. So, the day has come to cast the parasitical mask from our backs and begin anew. And this is something I can agree with. A message to the cabal. We feel no pity for you or your losses. I'm not going to read this whole thing either, but perhaps a couple of paragraphs. All across the web, the hue cries of the bankers and hedge fund operators can be heard in response to the GameStop short squeeze from the preceding week. This wailing and gnawing of dentures has garnered the attention of the SEC regulators, politicians, and Main Street alike. This temper tantrum, as expected, has raised the ire of Big Mama government to a means not unexpected by Main Street and the little guy. The halls of money power echo with the threat of regulation and condemnation of the small investor just trying to get by. To say hypocrisy breeds contempt would be the understatement of this century. This laissez-faire attitude of the some animals are more equal than others attitude, as quoted by George Orwell's Animal Farm, has become the straw that broke the camel's back. Thus, in these times, it is fair to say that the American people have lost all faith and respect in our financial system. Now, they need to lose the same faith and respect for the law enforcement industrial complex, the prison industrial complex, the medical industrial complex. All of it has to go. And we can do it. And as they say in this last paragraph that I'm going over, the day has come that we cast off this parasite from our backs and begin anew. Let it be known to every financial operative, institution, and cabal that we, Main Street, feel no pity for you or your losses. In fact, it brings many great joy to see you fall from your lofty place of perceived safety and security. We need to make sure that these people are not safe anywhere they go. And anyone who continues to blindly support this system, the law enforcement institutions, the parasitical class, there's no fucking reason for people like me to unite with you. There will be no unity. Until next time, kill the state, live free.